Now this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is, perhaps, the end of the beginning. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. You have enemies. Good. That means you've stood up for something, sometime in your life. No one can guarantee success in war, but only deserve it. A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. If we open a quarrel between past and present, we shall find that we have lost the future. I may be drunk, miss, but in the morning I will be sober and you will still be ugly. If Hitler invaded hell, I would make at least a favorable reference to the devil in the House of Commons. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. You can always count on Americans to do the right thing, after they've tried everything else. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. All the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. Socialism is a philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. This is no time for ease and comfort. It is time to dare and endure. The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you can see. Russia is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. In wartime, truth is so precious that she should always be attended by a bodyguard of lies. I am an optimist. It does not seem too much use being anything else. Kites rise highest against the wind, not with it. I am always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. Nothing in life is so exhilarating as to be shot at without result. We are masters of the unsaid words, but slaves of those we let slip out. It is no use saying, "We are doing our best." You have got to succeed in doing what is necessary. I am prepared to meet my Maker. Whether my Maker is prepared for the great ordeal of meeting me is another matter. Victory at all costs, victory in spite of all terror, victory however long and hard the road may be, for without victory there is no survival. My most brilliant achievement was my ability to be able to persuade my wife to marry me. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings. The inherent virtue of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries. An appeaser is one who feeds a crocodile, hoping it will eat him last. Mr. Attlee is a very modest man. Indeed, he has a lot to be modest about. We have always found the Irish a bit odd. They refuse to be English. If you have an important point to make, don't try to be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver. Hit the point once. Then come back and hit it again. Then hit it a third time. A tremendous whack. Courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees all others. A fanatic is one who can't change his mind and won't change the subject. Let our advance worrying become advance thinking and planning. Play the game for more than you can afford to lose, only then will you learn the game. It is a good thing for an uneducated man to read books of quotations. To build may have to be the slow and laborious task of years. To destroy can be the thoughtless act of a single day. Criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. It fulfills the same function as pain in the human body. It calls attention to an unhealthy state of things. Never hold discussions with the monkey when the organ grinder is in the room. India is a geographical term. It is no more a united nation than the equator. This report, by its very length, defends itself against the risk of being read. Without tradition, art is a flock of sheep without a shepherd. Without innovation, it is a corpse. Ending a sentence with a preposition is something up with which I will not put. It is a mistake to look too far ahead. Only one link of the chain of destiny can be handled at a time. It was the nation and the race dwelling all round the globe that had the lion's heart. I had the luck to be called upon to give the roar. We contend that for a nation to try to tax itself into prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up by the handle. It is always wise to look ahead, but difficult to look further than you can see. We are all worms, but I believe that I am a glowworm. Some people regard private enterprise as a predatory tiger to be shot. Others look on it as a cow they can milk. Not enough people see it as a healthy horse, pulling a sturdy wagon. One ought never to turn one's back on a threatened danger and try to run away from it. If you do that, you will double the danger. But if you meet it promptly and without flinching, you will reduce the danger by half. Never run away from anything. Never. What kind of people do they think we are? Is it possible they do not realize that we shall never cease to persevere against them until they have been taught a lesson which they and the world will never forget? True genius resides in the capacity for evaluation of uncertain, hazardous, and conflicting information. Study history. Study history. In history lies all the secrets of statecraft. When the war of the giants is over, the wars of the pygmies will begin. It is more agreeable to have the power to give than to receive. It has been said that democracy is the worst form of government except all the others that have been tried. If you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. There is no such thing as public opinion. There is only published opinion. Everyone has his day, and some days last longer than others. No comment is a splendid expression. I am using it again and again. Before Alamein we never had a victory. After Alamein we never had a defeat. There are two things that are more difficult than making an after-dinner speech: climbing a wall which is leaning toward you and kissing a girl who is leaning away from you. A politician needs the ability to foretell what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. And to have the ability afterwards to explain why it didn't happen. My wife and I tried 2 or 3 times in the last 40 years to have breakfast together, but it was so disagreeable we had to stop. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. A state of society where men may not speak their minds cannot long endure. Politics is the ability to foretell what is going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. And to have the ability afterwards to explain why it didn't happen. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. Those who can win a war well can rarely make a good peace, and those who could make a good peace would never have won the war. My rule of life prescribed as an absolutely sacred right smoking cigars and also the drinking of alcohol before, after, and if need be during all meals and in the intervals between them. Never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. I cannot pretend to be impartial about the colors. I rejoice with the brilliant ones, and am genuinely sorry for the poor browns. War is a game that is played with a smile. If you can't smile, grin. If you can't grin, keep out of the way till you can.